What connects Pablo Escobar
to Mr Squiggle?
Clickheads, the game show about Wikipedia that we promise isn't boring. Please welcome your hosts, Archie and Bretz.
Welcome back to another episode of Clickheads, the Wikipedia game show that we promise isn't boring. It's been a long time between recording this podcast, Bretz. If you listened to last week's episode, you would have known that we had to get in early because of a little stunt we did on the radio show. I'm sure we'll get to that later. But, mate, so nice to see you.
Great to be back in the cauldron, this cauldron, whereby podcast victories are earned. Because, well, there's another cauldron I used to rely on that is rapidly becoming, well, a pot of nightmares. And that is Suncorp Stadium. For many reasons, that was at the centre of our lives over the last week. If you listen to our last episode where we connected Who Gives a Fuck, there was a... we recorded it early because we had to do this stunt we were doing. We do a radio show as well on Mix FM at the sunny coast, which is, well, as we learned, about 115 kilometres away from Suncorp Stadium.
Famously not 100, which is what our rough estimations did.
We weirdly rounded
Calculate.
down. You don't see a lot of rounding down.
To be fair, it was all about the name of it. I mean, it's just so easier to remember 100 kilometres, not 115 kilometres. It's not sexy 15, sorry.
No, you're right. You're saying 15 isn't sexy.
I'm going on the record as saying that, yeah. Why, you disagree?
No, I agree.
Oh, just checking.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Can I say, have you listened back to last week's podcast, even a bit of it?
I think I chucked on.
Yep.
I chucked on a bit just to make sure that that it worked.
I reckon.
Not that I don't trust producer Page. I kind of take producer Page's word for it, but I chucked it. It's always. I'll tell you something I did, and something embarrassing happened. But I'll tell you after whatever you're going to say.
Okay, because I think you set a record last week on the podcast. I was in the car, and I think
most hilarious jokes.
No, I think I'm the only person who was. Well, I'm sure there was someone else who found it funny, but you started off last week's podcast, and you say, if you were thinking, because we're recording this before Origin, that we are going to talk about the game, then it was insert reason why we won't talk about it. The gap between making that point to then say, it's because we're walking 115 kilometers. I reckon you set a podcast record. I think it was about 13 and a half minutes.
What a strange niche note to give
so
on
funny.
the presenting. What is this, a fucking feedback session?
This is how I get into you good. I like firing you up at the start of the podcast. I get the best out of you.
Got any messages from our Welsh friends that are like,
see, this is what I'm talking
g'day
about.
guys, fuck Henry.
It was very funny, mate.
Okay, so I was distracted. I was sidetracked. I suppose we recorded it on a Sunday.
Yeah, we were out of whack.
And was I hungover?
Yeah.
Was I? I was.
I think you were, yeah.
What did we do Saturday night? What did I do Saturday? I can't remember what I did last Saturday
You're
night.
in Noosa.
I was in Noosa.
You're in Noosa with some friends.
I was hungover.
You were property hunting, from what you told me. You were looking for your next investment.
Yes.
Yeah, you were trying to build that big portfolio you always talk about.
Me and Michael Clark are going to go in on a property together at Noosa.
I heard you were actually going up to Noosa to do a bit of method acting just because Carl and Mike had their little tip up there.
Eyes emoji. What's the visual equivalent of the eyes emoji? Like, ooh. Watch this space.
But no, we recorded last week's podcast episode early because we didn't, and you might have been surprised that we didn't talk about State of Origin. But we don't have to talk about it. It's all right. The Blues wrapped up the series. We all knew that was going to happen.
Blues did wrap up the series. You asked me just then if I listened to last week's episode, and I was actually lying in bed. I was at my parents' house over the weekend, and just a bit of first world problem stuff coming at you right now. Heads up. But I was lying in bed. I borrowed my parents' car while they've been away.
The Tesla.
It is a Tesla,
yeah.
And it has quite state-of-the-art Bluetooth capabilities. Let's say that. And I was actually lying in bed, and I was like, the new Clickheads episode is out on Saturday morning. I was just like, let's see, make sure it's all up and stuff. And I had a little listen. And as I'm doing that, my mum has clearly jumped in the Tesla. Now, my old bedroom that I sleep in at my parents' house is like above the garage.
Sure.
So the Bluetooth is in range. So automatically I've lost the audio. And
Sure.
I was like, what? Oh, it's connected to the Tesla. And later that day, mum was like, God, I got in the car and just suddenly your booming voice going on about Travis Kelce booming through the Tesla. And she's like, so you're just lying in bed listen to your own podcast. I couldn't defend myself because I was, but I was like, and then we got into it, and I was like, gosh, at least I wasn't watching porn.
Yeah.
And mum was like, yeah, but nobody watches porn. And I was like,
What?
yeah.
How's your mum know that?
I was like, yeah, you're right. Nobody watches porn anymore because of the VPN situation. She was like,
That's
what?
that's a hot take from your mum.
She's like, oh, porn's like, that's disgusting. Like, no one does that. And I was like, yeah, indeed. couldn't agree more, Mum.
Do you ever do this as well when you're out in public and maybe you're on your phone, you're on Instagram and like a reel comes up and it might be that because, you know, you've got your personal Instagram page, you've got the radio stations one, the Clickheads one, you've got so many. It's likely that a reel of our own content will come up. And do you ever think when you're watching that in public and it's out loud that the people around you know that you're watching yourself, even though they would have no idea that it's your voice?
Yeah, I have all these insecurities. Like, of course I do. Like, the idea of watching yourself. But I don't know. I don't watch myself. I would like to think it's usually for, like, academic reasons of, like, oh, what did we talk about here? And so I'm probably not. Yeah. But I will say, to be honest, and if this is self-indulgent, then I'll cop it. But when I was overseas in London, you've lived in London, like, the depths of the winter can get pretty miserable. I did occasionally chuck on, I missed my best mate Joe, and we did a podcast together for 4 years. I would chuck on like a old episode of that from like 2021, and it was like catching up with Joe.
That's very
without
sweet.
the time. It was actually quite nice to listen back to. So it is cool that, and Clickheads will be the same. It's like one of the cool things about a podcasting archive is like, oh, I have an audio like
library
time capsule of a certain time in my life. So I can go back and be like, oh, this is what was on my mind then. This is who I was dating.
That's cool.
Oh, this is where I lived. Like, that is cool.
Can I interrupted. You were going to make a point at the start of the podcast.
About porn?
No. You said, I'll say something, but you go first. What was that? What did you need to say?
It was about the Bluetooth.
Oh, gotcha.
The Tesla.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, it was wild. Like, and I have... Yeah, I'm like, oh, geez, that would be... how many people have been caught? I mean, obviously, porn is one thing, but you've got to imagine, with Teslas having such a big range, how many affairs have been... It's like iClouds. How many times has... I reckon affair, like, you know, busting has gone up since the invention of these technologies.
And the real victim, the people we want to blame, is the technology rather than the individuals involved.
Adultery isn't nearly as bad as the people who create Bluetooth that facilitates it.
Yeah. You reckon there's ever been a situation where a person has been caught having an affair and they've gone into a tirade and blamed like Tim Cook and Apple? This isn't my fault.
Oh, 100%.
This is Apple's fault and iCloud and syncing and stuff.
People who have affairs rarely that good at self-reflection. So I reckon that's probably, they'll blame anyone.
Yeah, I don't know how people
Did you ever, like growing up, did you ever get caught watching adult entertainment?
Yeah.
You did get caught?
Yep.
Like the browser history was found or
No.
a walk-in job?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What about you? Why are you laughing? Producer Paige is having giggles in the...
I actually don't know if I ever got...
corner here.
We had a family desktop computer. I didn't have a laptop or not. Famously didn't have an iPhone until I graduated high school. That was...
Famously.
Famously.
Yeah, I remember reading about that in the Courier Mail.
Yeah, everyone knows about this. It's a thing.
Yeah.
If you Google me, that's the first thing that comes up.
Yeah.
The man
he was the guy who didn't have the iPhone till he was...
He's most known for
19.
withholding from the iPhone. But I
saw him shopping for property in Noosa last weekend. That's the guy.
Tell you save up. You don't spend all that money on silly apps.
Fair enough.
But I was like, we had a desktop computer in the corner near in our family room. And so sometimes when my parents were downstairs watching TV and my sisters were in their rooms, I'd just quickly...
Oh.
And then we had a bird named Felix, like a cockatiel. And I'd always it'd be like just like kind of watching me like a weird bird.
The bird had a view of the computer.
As I'm like Googling like girls kissing or whatever, like hot girl kissing cheerleader, lesbian, a hot tub, like just anything a fucking 14-year-old can think of. And then, the bird, I was always like, fuck. And then when our bird died, I was sad, but a little bit of me was like, oh, while this is sad that we lost the cockatiel.
If that bird could talk. Like, thank God it wasn't a parrot.
I know.
Jesus.
Yeah, it would have been like, stuck in the washing machine.
Oh, come on. You know what?
My husband's at a conference.
You know,
my son just moved to college. You've always been such a good friend to him. Oh, my God. What is this parrot saying?
Isn't it interesting? And this is a real deep cut if there is any boomer listening to this podcast, which there might not be, but crazy to think. There's a whole generation of individuals who are jerking off in their family's kind of office chair on their family computer And no one ever talks about it.
Yeah, I know.
Why doesn't that get brought up?
Well, it did get...
It's true.
I'll tell you where it got brought up was my 21st. Toby, who you've
Oh.
met, one of my closest mates, in his speech at my 21st was like, Henry's the bravest man I know. And there was like this, it was incredibly comic timing. He kind of just left it. He was like, Henry has always been the bravest man I know because when he was discovering himself, the Bretzes, as we know, had one computer in the middle of their living room at a table.
Jeez, that's risky.
And he mastered the danger wank from a very young age.
I can still remember that, like, in my house, we had a long hallway and my room was directly at the end of the hallway. And I remember the day where I made the decision to move my desk from being aligned with the door in the hallway, which had my computer on it, to moving my desk to the other side. And I remember my parents going, "Why are you moving your desk?" I'm like, "No reason. Just feeling like a bit of a feng shui change in the room and where the bed and everything goes. It was time to get it out of the doorway opening crevasse."
Your parents are kind of like, oh my God, I think Archie might have a flourish for interior design. Oh, no. He's just a pervert. Oh, well, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
We mentioned, so State of Origin, who cares, whatever. Bit of a shocker, but... And we did, whatever. You guys were the better team. Well done to the Blues. We walked there. It took us 3 days. We're very sore. Maybe we'll talk about that a little later, and we might even have a separate podcast to talk about that. But right now, as you heard, Clickhead suggestion coming in. Pablo Escobar 2.
Mr. Squiggle.
Mr. Squiggle.
Yeah.
Should we get into it?
I think we shall. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's just do it.
30 minutes remaining.
Now, you've got more of a history with Pablo Escobar than I do.
Well, I actually have been on a tour to see. I've stood next to his grave. I've seen his home. I actually met, and I always get this confused. I wish there was a mate of mine who was on the tour with me. I met either his brother or his brother-in-law as part of this tour. You get to, when you go to Medellin, or was it in Bogota?
You've got to imagine that his brother would have been similarly implicated in the crimes. It's wild to me that he has a relative of that closeness who can just freely walk around and give the tour.
So yeah, we were in Medellin. This was in 2014, and we did the Pablo Escobar tour where you get taken around on a bus and you really get a big history of, his life and the damage that he did, and it's very conflicting. He's a very conflicting personality, Mr. Pablo Escobar, which you learn a lot about at the tour. But yeah, you go to his grave, and then at the end of it, you go to this like rural house, and we got to meet. I believe it was his brother. It was either his brother or his brother-in-law. I'm like almost certain it was his brother, which was fascinating.
Pretty
Didn't speak
wild.
much English.
Imagine doing like a tour of I'm thinking about what's our current history. Like imagine if in 50 years you can go and do like the 9/11 tour, and you're like, oh, and here is where the buildings were, and this is what happened, and here is Greg Bin Laden. It's Osama's much younger brother who didn't really get involved with the family business, but he's here on the tour. Greg, how are you? He's like, jeez. And he's like telling stories. He's like, yeah, I mean, it's weird because Osama, he was pretty normal kid. Like he was into comic books. He was into.
We just didn't see it coming.
No,
really quiet.
Quiet guy, nice guy, but whatever. Everyone's got a hobby. Like, all right, thanks, Greg.
We'll
move the tour along now to Building 7.
We always wondered why he was using the family computer so much, but I was just doing a lot of research.
We just hoped it was porn. Turned out he was doing an online flight simulator. Oh no!
You reckon Al Qaeda has? You reckon they have porn Qaeda?
Porn Qaeda.
Just a thought.
I mean, I'm no expert on the particulars of the Islamic faith.
That's bullshit. You walk around here bragging about that all the time.
I do.
You do.
They call me Mr. Islam here at the studios.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know
about the Al Qaeda question because famously, in the same way that I'm famous for not having an iPhone until graduating high school, the eventual perpetrators of the hijackers in 9/11, one of my favourite. Weird to say favourite. One of my most interesting quirks of the 9/11 story.
Keep that in, Paige.
Well, it's... Yeah. All right, here are my top 3 9/11 moments. Number 1, South Tower, obviously. Number 2, North Tower. But number 3 was they all went to Vegas for like a week before perpetrating the attacks and got like lots of sex workers and drugs and all these sorts of things. And people were like, it was interesting that before, committing an attack on the Western world, they sort of most indulged in the excesses of the Western world that they say is evil. It was just an interesting sort of contradiction.
Well, that's what, I mean, to go back to Pablo Escobar, I'm just changing shirts. I wore my favourite shirt today, by the way. Yeah.
For those of you who aren't watching on YouTube, Archie has taken his jumper off to reveal not a Taylor Swift shirt, which he's done on this show before, but a surfing wombat. He's got a wombat wearing a cap. And it's on a surfboard. We don't have time to get into Archie, once we had to do a corporate photo shoot and everyone wore normal, nice clothes and he wore this fucking ridiculous shirt.
It's my favourite shirt. It's my favourite shirt. It looks really good on video too, which you can obviously watch the Clickheads YouTube.
Oh, well, we'll put this out online. I just want everyone to get a look at it. Archie is 34 years old. Should an adult man be wearing this T-shirt?
So comfy. You have Bugs Bunny on your shirt. You're 30.
That's like a throwback. That's like vintage. No one knows who this
is. Wally the Wombat.
It's not Wally the Wombat.
Yeah, he was a classic character on Mr Squiggle, which we're going to get to later.
This should be easy then.
No, talk about, like, I understand the point you're making about 9/11. The thing with Pablo Escobar, and I learned a lot about him.
Just quickly, I feel like if I had to have a eulogy, like a summary for my life, it could be, I understand the point you're making about 9/11. That's a real, that really summarizes kind of who I am and socially.
Believe you me, I've got a notes on my phone that's getting ready for that eulogy.
Thank you.
But he's a really controversial figure, of course. Everybody knows him as the biggest drug kingpin of his time, of course, with cocaine and the Medellin cartel. But it's, deeply conflicting when we met a lot of people when we went on the tour who benefited from, use this word very, strangely, but his generosity was like, he's going to build schools and he's going to build football pitches and stadiums, and he did a lot of that to compensate for all the bad stuff.
Well, can I read from the Wikipedia page?
Please.
Because this may just be our first link. Keeping in mind we cannot use countries or Control F or see the name Rowan Atkinson as we use these 5 clicks. Escobar's legacy remains controversial. While many denounce the heinous natures of his crimes, he was seen as a Robin Hood-like figure for many in Colombia as he provided amenities to the poor. His killing was mourned and his funeral attended by over 25,000 people. Now, Robin Hood has a blue hyperlink. Now, Robin Hood could get us into the world of Disney and cartoons because there is a cartoon Robin Hood. Is that a little bit of a route to get to Mr. Squiggle, potentially?
I like this suggestion.
Now, I don't think Mr. Squiggle has ever been given, like, the Disney treatment, per se. But that could be, because I'm trying to think of an Australian, whether that gets us to, like, Blinky Bill somehow. Because Robin Hood was a fox,
Wally the Wombat as well could be.
Wally the Wombat could very much be a part of that, and his cool surfboard.
Yes.
That I notice he uses the strap as well, the strap on. He's not wearing a strap on. Had to be wild.
It's a talking point. Love this shirt.
The fact that the Wombat has the strap around his ankle for the surfboard. I like that he's a safe surfer.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm now just picturing that Wombat with a strap on. So... recently, Escobar's name's come up a little bit because of the Soccer World Cup being on at the moment and the goalie who was murdered playing for Colombia.
I hate to correct you. He was a defender.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Come on.
Did he kick an own goal?
Yes.
That's okay. And he's playing for Colombia.
Yep.
Kicks an own goal.
Yep.
They get knocked out.
Yep.
His surname is also Escobar.
Correct.
And he's essentially murdered upon landing back in Colombia.
Somewhat,
losing them the game.
Yeah. Deeply controversial, but yeah, I mean, they're obviously very passionate about football in Colombia, but that was... next level.
Yeah. So is the theory that Pablo Escobar committed that murder or his people?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of cartels knocking about at that particular time.
Could have been a competitor.
It could have been the Cali cartel.
Jeez, it would have been tough to be another cartel at the time of Pablo Escobar. It's like when you hear about the cricketers playing in Australia in like the early 2000s, where it's like, oh, such a good cricketer, but just happened to be around at the same time as like 11 of the best ever to play.
Yeah.
It's kind of like trying to get into the Chicago Bulls in the 90s or,
it's
like
the cartel version
I'm
of that.
trying to make it in the drug cartel industry. I just happen to be alive at the same time as Pablo Escobar. That's so annoying. Here I am trying to break out my little mum and pop drug shop and I'm around at the same time as Pablo Escobar.
I'm sure those conversations have happened in rural parts of Colombia when they go, we were going to be the cartel. You
when they talk about
seen
who's
our
the
plans.
goat. Yeah. It's like, who's the goat? Okay, take Escobar out. Who's the goat?
Well, they've got like the Ochoa brothers were the other big cartel in Colombia, and then there was the Cali cartel, and then the Medellin cartel, and then I don't know.
Medellin I've heard of, yeah. I only know about Medellin because in Entourage Season 4, Vincent Chase decides he wants to make a movie where he plays Pablo Escobar, and it's like a massive disaster that like sinks his career. It's a good... I think we click on Robin Hood. Should we click on Robin Hood?
I like the idea of us trying to get into the
I can't
cartoon world.
Yeah, I can't think of any other great ways to get to Mr. Squiggle. Maybe we just go quickly down to in popular culture because there are lots of books and there are films. There are...
Well, Narcos has got to get a mention in here. Mr. Squiggle also, for anyone listening who has no idea what that was, Mr. Squiggle was a children's TV show with a puppet who had his nose was a pencil and he would draw things. My memory of it was he was a really good drawer. Obviously, the person playing the puppet was the drawer.
His nose
was the pencil.
Was that a pencil?
Do you remember the song?
I don't think so.
Mr. Squiggle, the man from the moon.
You're very much becoming the expert on like children's songs on this show, and I like it a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm just down in television. In 2007, Entourage actor Vincent Chase is cast as Escobar in a fictional film. There's quite a lot, like Face Off is here. That's the Nicolas Cage film. Con Air, Street Fighter, Delta Force, Weird, the Al Yankovic story. Does Weird Al Yankovic sing about My only problem is that Mr. Squiggle, I don't know a lot about the sort of pop cultural context in which he exists.
I suppose, I'm pretty sure it was an ABC show. So if we can somehow get into the Australian television world,
yeah, okay,
that would be a likely path. I mean, also just
Entourage.
the arts world.
Would Entourage have been shown on ABC? No, it's an HBO. But HBO, Netflix. This is actually quite national.
20 minutes remaining.
I'm even trying to think, like, let's reverse engineer it. What do you think is going to be a page that would have Mr. Squiggle on it?
That's
like our fourth click.
That's my issue.
The
2025 song Dracula by Australian psychedelic musical project Tame Impala. Did you know Tame Impala is actually just one guy?
I did.
Did you know that? Yeah, it's actually just one guy.
I did.
When he tours with the band, but he's actually just one guy. His name's Kevin Parker.
I've got a hot take on Tame Impala. No, it's not a hot take. It's more intel. I believe that they actually live on the Sunshine Coast.
I don't believe that's the truth. You think Kevin Parker lives on the Sunshine Coast?
I'm hearing rumours.
Elaborate.
I can't.
Why?
I promised a person who knows this that I wouldn't tell.
I'm trying to think who we both know. Because it's not.
I can't say. I've said too much already. I have.
Kevin Parker lives at the Sunshine Coast.
I don't know much more other than...
Because he's from WA.
I don't know, Brett. Just what I heard recently. As a man of the people here on the Sunshine Coast. I'm hearing stuff.
Anyway, does Tame Impala help us get to Mr. Squiggle? Because have Tame Impala done anything with the ABC? They are like
Do you reckon they were ever at Triple J?
That's what I'm thinking. Well,
The radio station?
they won. Tame Impala won the Hottest 100. Have they ever won it? Well, Elephant, a cover of their song "Elephant" by the Wiggles.
Yep.
The Wiggles. Tame Impala's starting to sound pretty good. The Wiggles could get us closer.
I mean, we're playing in the right... Triple J would be on there, which gets us into ABC land. So that's not a bad idea.
I think that's better than the Robin Hood one, personally, because Robin Hood's going to take us to English folklore, and then we have to waste a click getting to the cartoon one, and then okay.
We want to fast track to Australia.
We're losing time. Let's Tame Impala.
Tame Impala, let's do it. Exciting.
4 clicks remaining.
Okay, they've got Dracula. I've already seen it in here, in a speaker. You like Tame Impala?
Honestly, I probably couldn't even tell you 3 of their songs.
Is that truly?
Yeah.
But
I'd know them, but I wouldn't be able to tell you the name of them.
I'm only surprised because you at least were quite into electronic music.
Yeah, I don't know. It was my pre-Wombat shirt days. I can't really remember a lot of it. It was all a bit of a haze.
Pre-Wombat shirt. Was a haze. You separate your life, not into marriage or...
What's their big one? What's their big song?
Their biggest would be, what do you reckon? Less I Know the Better? Yeah, I'd say that's their biggest song.
How's it go? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that one. That's good.
So nice, that type of music.
And then I'd say Elephant is probably one of their best, biggest. And it feels like an elephant swinging his big man trunk through the hell of it.
Yep. I got it.
They got lots of songs.
Yeah.
I could sing them all. They've got lots of songs. I enjoy Tame Impala. I didn't like the last album all that much, but that's all right.
So
I'm a dick.
maybe we need to fast track to try and get maybe to around the Triple J.
Well, yeah, like I imagine if like 2013 to present with collaborations, because yeah, again, they have not won. No, they did win. They won the Less I Know the Better was named the hottest 100 number one song of the decade. So when they did 2010 to 2020 Triple J, so it wasn't in its particular year. This is interesting to no one, but it is a way of saying they will have.
When do you think they won that Triple J contest? Roughly
2020.
Okay. So I'm just scrolling down to.
The Less I Know the Better was voted number one in Triple J's hottest 100 of the decade. Now Triple J doesn't have a
no hyperlink.
A hyperlink.
The hottest 100 does.
Which only, but that.
Oh yeah, no, mate. Go down three things and then 3 paragraphs. In March 2021, the band's song "Elephant" was covered by Australian children's music group The Wiggles. Another hyperlink for Triple J's Like a Version segment.
Now the Wiggles are getting around at the moment. I'll tell you that much for free. They were performing at the Dragons Broncos game at halftime, and then they were at Jai Arrow's birthday over the weekend performing at that occasion.
Not to sound like another musical wanker, but geez, I preferred the old stuff from the Wiggles than the new stuff.
I just think,
really they're old catalog.
But when you talk to kids now, they're like, dude. I mean, I know Emma Wiggles not part of the Wiggles anymore, but the current crop of Wiggles, including like the Tree of Wisdom, they're like, that's their Wiggles.
Yes,
they look at Greg, Murray, Anthony, and Jeff, and they're like, what the fuck was going on there?
Yeah,
who are these geriatrics?
They probably see like the old outfits. To be fair, you know what's interesting though? I reckon that the production value on the old Dorothy the Dinosaur outfit when we were kids and Captain Feathersword, I would argue higher production value than the Tree of Wisdom. It looks like they've gone to Spotlight, cut up some green material, and just stuck it on him with staples.
But I think that's the charm.
I think it is.
I actually think it's a bit of a throwback, an intentional throwback to old school. Because now, I would dare say the Wiggles are getting too hot, and because
they are. They're bloody good looking.
Look at John Wiggle.
Yeah.
Is he the one is he the purple one? I actually saw him speak on a podcast about this recently, about he doesn't like being objectified as hot. So I'm sorry. It was quite a moving interview. But that is colloquially how he is appreciated.
Sure,
He's from the Justice Crew, is all I'm saying. And the mums want to gobble him up. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Original Wiggles lineup. You got Jeff, Anthony, Greg, and Murray.
Yep.
Hottest to not hottest. Go.
My favourite was always Murray, just as a kid. I think,
really?
More so just because I liked guitar and I liked red. And then I met him. He's in a band now called the Soul Movers. He's the guitarist.
Yep.
And we saw them play live at Lefties in Brisbane on Caxton Street. And it was after it was a Wallabies game or a Reds game. It was just a venue on Caxton Street. Everyone piled into it. And there was a band playing. There's always live music here. It's a music hall. And we were like, oh, this is great. This is cool music. It was kind of like bluesy, funk sort of thing. And then people started to notice, is that
Murray?
And like words spread.
Yeah.
And I've never been in a room before where you could see information physically spread around the crowd there. Being like, that's fucking Murray Wiggle. And then everyone's like starting to notice. He obviously cottons on and he like nods at the bandmates and he steps forward and just does a fruit salad.
Amazing.
Everyone goes fucking.
Yep.
Spoke to him afterwards. I told him, I was like, bro, I didn't sleep with a teddy when I was a kid. I slept with a VHS of the Wiggles. And he couldn't have been nicer. Nicest man. So I'm going to go Murray 1.
Yep.
If we're doing actual hot, it probably goes Anthony, Greg, Murray, Jeff.
Yep. No, that's racist.
It's not.
That's so racist.
It's.
Why is Jeff at the bottom?
How do I always take these?
Hey, it's just a simple question.
I'm just telling you my particular bisexual flavour.
So I like Jeff because I like sleeping, and he was always asleep. And I used to serve him at the Apple store in Chatswood. He would come in as a regular customer, and he'd always ask really difficult questions.
Were you like, Jesus, mate, there's no wonder you're not getting texts. Your phone's on sleep mode. He's done it again.
It was always, we had to wear radios when we worked at Apple, and it was whenever he walked in.
You've always walked in radio.
Yeah, good insight.
So whenever he walked in, it was like...
Everyone would go, Jeff over at Max, who's serving him. Jeff's back.
We got a sleeper.
Make sure he doesn't sleep in the store again like last time.
Oh, fuck.
We can't let him fall asleep on the iPhones. That was a big deal last time.
Fucking narcoleptic has fallen asleep under the iPhones again.
He was very, very kind.
How was he on his phone? Was he always like, why's the fucking thing not connecting to the thing?
No, it was always on sleep mode.
Yeah,
It was. It was very annoying.
All right, shall we click? Well, what do you think we click on? The Wiggles?
Well,
I feel like the Wiggle... I don't know.
I actually think Triple J.
You think Triple J...
So we go...
Triple J...
What do we do first?
ABC...
Tame Impala, Triple J, ABC Kids, Mr Squiggle. I reckon we could do it.
You reckon?
So let's count it out.
Yeah.
Tame Impala's one.
I'm just wondering.
Triple J's too, ABC.
Yeah, I think the Wiggles are too famous for Mr. Squiggle. They famously wouldn't let him into the green room once.
Yeah,
it was a
also,
whole fucking
Mr.
thing.
Squiggle was always the fifth Wiggle.
Squiggle drew a swastika on the door of their green room because he was like, "You don't want to fucking let me in? Handle this." And like got his nose and was like,
Also, because his nose was so straight, it couldn't wiggle much. It was just too.
Yeah, they were like, "I'm sorry, dude. You can't come back."
There's no room for your squiggling in this group.
Could Mr. Squiggle snort cocaine? Probably not.
No, he could draw it, though.
He's like he can draw a line, but he can't snort one.
God, wouldn't that be funny? Like, you're in a room. Imagine Mr. Squiggle, Pablo Escobar, same room, mountains of cocaine, just fucking putting that in his face. Yeah, you'd like to snort this, wouldn't you, Squiggle boy? But you can't, because your nose is a pencil.
He's like trying to do, like, his equivalent is like sharpenings. He's like, oh, fuck. Holy shit.
That's like...
What are we clicking on?
Yeah, Triple J. Triple J. Let's do Triple J. Someone...
3 clicks remaining.
Should we just go straight to ABC?
Hang on. Is it? Unless we can find ABC Kids.
That's a great decision. We're scrolling. Keep in mind, guys, we can't use Control F, so that's why we sort of every now and again just meander into talking about cocaine and Wiggles, because we are sort of trying to read this at the exact same time. I guess maybe the ABC Kids thing could be suggested. Hey, Dave Woodhead has one. That's my friend. Has a Wikipedia page. SBS, The Movie Show, Doug Mulray.
There's a lot of radio people on here.
Yeah, it is. Happens with a radio station.
Yeah.
It does happen with the Wikipedia page of a radio
Sorry, mate.
station.
I thought we were on ABC Kids already. I was getting one click ahead.
You're one click ahead. I'm not fine. What's this?
Whoa,
Hang on.
10 minutes?
10 minutes
okay.
remaining.
It's okay.
I think we're actually in a weird position where we're pretty good on clicks and time.
Yeah, we are. So I can see ABC 1, ABC 2. We must be close here to getting some ABC Kids.
Nova.
You keep searching. I'm just going to go back to maybe the start of the podcast. You know when back in the days of, sharing home family computers and very strange pornographic images coming up. Do you remember where there used to be like cartoon versions of like Marge Simpson having sex?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe AI has only made that stuff more accessible.
Oh, for sure.
But
yeah.
yes.
So it takes your innocence away.
A lot of Lois Griffin floating around as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I saw once? And I didn't look this up because it was on the weird pop-up ads on a pornographic website. I'll never forget this. It was Marge Simpson having sex with Cat Dog. Remember Cat Dog?
Yeah.
And I just wanted, does that count as a threesome?
How did Cat Dog go to the bathroom?
Well, yeah.
What the hell?
Or how does it have sex?
True.
I mean,
I don't feel like it needed to.
There are certain sexual acts where Cat Dog's particular genetic makeup was quite helpful.
But Cat Dog, maybe it never had sex because it was just genetically made from some other fucked up thing.
Not according to this pop-up where it was having sex with Marge Simpson.
Hell.
I don't know. Bestiality aside, she's also basically having sex with a Siamese animal.
What I was going to say was, I'm surprised you never saw a Mr. Squiggle one where like his nose is getting sharpened and he's just losing control. Because you got to imagine that's the climax of Mr. Squiggle.
I mean, Mr. Squiggle's nose being used for penetration is hot property for these whoever.
So what end does Mr. Squiggle's nose go in with Cat Dog?
Well, I imagine it's mainly an oral arrangement. When Mr. Squiggle. What happened today? Do you know what's weird? We're recording this way earlier in the morning than we usually would, and it's become so much dirtier. You would think this has the vibe of like a late night, we're tired. Why is it so dirty? I'm not finding any kids thing, and I'm wondering, fuck the police. That was right. Man, think about what Triple J is now. They once were banned from playing Fuck the Police by NWA. And they played it for 24 hours as a protest.
Love that.
It's so fucking cool.
Where did that go?
Imagine if they did that now where they're like, we're going to play Kelly Holiday for 24 hours.
So, okay, well, look, right in the top, we could go to ABC. I just feel like we're a click behind. That's the only problem.
I do
Unless
as well.
Mr. Squiggle was one of the most famous shows on ABC and that gets a mention.
I don't think he was.
Oh, jeez. That's a bit mean to Mr. Squiggle. He had a pencil for a nose.
It's just an objective. I don't think he's in like the Mount Rushmore of things the ABC Kids have released, especially now with Bluey, who's come in and just knocked everyone off. Did Dr. Carl ever collaborate?
Look, with about 8 minutes remaining, I'm feeling like we might need to go to an ABC page. Did ABC 2 ever have children's programs on it? Like maybe before they had ABC Kids? That might be a route to go.
Seems like a wild gamble.
ABC 1 and ABC... Well, it's either... ABC 2...
Frequently accused of left-wing bias.
Hang on. So ABC 2 Family is an Australian free-to-air television channel owned by the ABC. It broadcasts a range of family and teen entertainment programming.
Is that on the Triple J page?
Yeah, there is, because it's talks about in 2006, Triple J launched JTV, later rebranded to Triple J TV, a series of television programs that broadcast on ABC 1 and ABC 2. I actually think that the main ABC would be a better solution, my personal opinion.
Do you reckon ABC Family played?
I think it was I actually think these channels are like more digital channels that are more recent.
But they might play throwbacks to
Mr Squiggle.
maybe on ABC Family. You'd be nuts if you're programming ABC Family, surely to fill the 24 hours, you're thinking, fucking chuck a bit of Squiggle on, let's go to lunch. Let's go do some coke.
I mean, I could definitely, if that was on in the background in our office, I'd be watching that. I'd be watching Art Attack. I mean, we fucking watched Bob Ross for about 3 hours on Monday last week.
We did watch
That was fucking awesome.
We did have a lot of fun while we were in Mount Mellum.
We were having meltdown modes as to why the fuck are there ads on this free 24/7 Bob Ross channel?
It was very hot.
It almost broke.
All right,
Okay,
I think we should just go to the ABC.
ABC, so the main one in the top?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
What's that? We got
2 clicks remaining.
Okay. ABC Friends. What's that? I'm just scrolling my little damn fucking head off.
Okay, so our third click's ABC. If we can get to ABC Kids now, then maybe that has Mr. Squiggle on it.
Which makes sense.
Oh, shit. Is that 5?
5 minutes remaining.
There's just so much on here about George Pell and the war in Gaza. But that's at the bottom because I scrolled all the way to the bottom because I'm working up. News, television. Okay, ABC Kids.
Okay, I've got ABC Kids.
Do we just go to it?
Yeah, it's in 2001 they launched 2 digital channels. ABC Kids was one of them.
Okay, bang.
Bang.
1 click
So,
remaining.
fuck. Mr. Squiggle's got to be on here, and
it is the shortest page I've ever seen. I think we're going to lose.
oh my god, it's terribly short. Maybe ABC Kids. Maybe Mr. Squiggle was. I think ABC
shares
Kids
the
is too
same
modern.
bandwidth with ABC Family. Yeah. They haven't even listed a single show on here.
2001.
There is literally not a single mention of even one of their shows. See, also there is a separate page for children's programming on ABC television.
Seems like that's where Mr. Squiggle might have.
So we're done.
Yeah, I don't see anything that resembles a Mr. Squiggle.
There is not one single mention of even like Play School. This is once again the trap we fall into. We always fall into the trap of why wouldn't we think the Umbrella network is going to list examples? They never do. They never fucking do.
When are we going to learn?
I don't know.
Well,
Fuck, man.
Well,
I don't know if we...
no, we can't. I mean, we've lost because it's definitely not
Well,
on
it's
this
not
page.
on here, is it?
The
They talk about the fucking logo for a while.
I'm concerned that maybe ABC Kids was like too recent. You know what I mean? Like Mr. Squiggle was in the 90s, maybe? Maybe it was on main.
I'll be
mainstream.
honest, I don't know fucking shit about Mr. Squiggle.
Didn't you watch it when you were a kid?
Yeah, but it wasn't one of my core texts.
That surprises me. What about Art Attack? Did you like that show?
No.
Huh.
You know my core texts.
Yeah,
the
Mr.
Wiggles.
Mr. Wiggle.
Scooby.
Mr.
Mr. Wiggle. The Wiggles.
That was how he pitched himself to join the Wiggle. I'll be Mr. Wiggle.
Scooby-Doo.
Mr. Wiggle.
Mr. Wiggle. Mr. Squiggle.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, let's click on list of programs broadcast by ABC TV because that is an article. So I'm just going to use that. So we don't have any clicks remaining now, do we?
Nah, we're big fat losers.
Okay, well, I've clicked on the list of, and then children's programming. It's all in alphabetical, and even then, it's not there. Preschool programs.
Wow, maybe Mr. Squiggle
I
was...
don't know if it was even on ABC, bro.
I mean, that...
Well, now that we've lost, I've already used, because I don't have enough clicks to...
Mr. Squiggle, originally known as Mr. Squiggle and Friends, children's television series and the name of the title characters from that ABC show. The show was presented...
Well, Mr. Squiggle is not even on the list.
Fuck me, man. It was on telly from 1959 until 1999.
Okay,
That's a lot of Squiggle.
Mr. Squiggle is here. I found it. So it is on... So we used our final click to get to the list of programs. So, and now I've clicked on Mr Squiggle. So we were one off. We lost by one. Which
heartbreaking.
isn't terrible, but it still unfortunately means that
Game over, man. It's game over.
You get nothing. You lose.
we did lose. Oh well, this happens, and this is why we play this game. Thanks for coming. If you do want to get involved, please send a message to ClickheadsPod at Instagram or on ClickheadsPod Gmail. Just send us a voice memo of what you'd like us to try to get to next time. 5 clicks or less with half an hour on the clock. Time less of a problem than clicks.
Yeah.
And usually I feel like it's time that creeps up on us.
I want to say that this has been a very efficient episode, and we spent a lot of time talking about jerking off at the start.
If you must know, I need to piss.
Oh,
And that's
really?
why I really quickly transitioned to the outro.
Oh, interesting. Well, yeah, we'd love to hear from you. That was good. And I think we both need to go and watch an episode of Mr Squiggle.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah,
Did you watch Jurassic Park last night?
I did.
Good.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
A lot of dinosaurs.
In Jurassic Park?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of dinosaur chat.
There
did
is.
I like it? Yeah, it was pretty good. I actually put it through the lens of, wow, this is in the 90s.
Did you think Sam Neill was good? Because of course we watched.
Yeah.
You watched Jurassic Park, which you'd never seen, and I'd never seen the Australian, I suppose, heartwarming dramedy, The Dish.
No.
And I did watch The Dish, and I very much enjoyed it.
Because when we were on air yesterday, Sam Neill, the news that he had passed away sadly trickled through to us.
Man,
So-
I tell you what, I mean, this is one of the things I love about, and there's not much that I love about social media and us being addicted to our phones and sort of where we're heading in the way that we consume entertainment. But fuck, when a celebrity who is still very much central to culture passes away, lots of footage of him because he's been on so many shows. He's been on so many, he's done Australian Story recently. He did that show, The Assembly. He was on just so many great interview clips is what I'm trying to say. I basically just spent the morning lying in bed watching small 1-minute interviews of Sam Neill. One hell of an interviewer or interviewee.
Right.
And I was like, this is a good part of social media.
Oh, it's quite a nice, beautiful
Just having
message.
immediate access to a little highlights reel of someone's legacy just after they died.
Well, I was preparing for our podcast. I was watching old reruns of Mr Squiggle just to get into character. And I did 8 lines of cocaine
You were doing cocaine.
just to get ready for the podcast. So thanks for doing no preparation for today, Brett.
I'm sorry.
That's unbelievable.
Apologies. I'll be better.
Can you just tell me, though, serious question, Jeff Goldblum's character in Jurassic Park, I must have been cooking and missed it. I know that Sam Neill was the scientist.
Yep.
The paleontologist or whatever. But what was he? What was Jeff Goldblum?
He was the scientist recruited by the
Lawyers?
by the company that were trying to shut it down.
Right.
So they basically both came with their scientists. The Richard Attenborough character, the
one that Sam plays?
the British scientist. The
eccentric
Welcome
philanthropist
to
guy.
Jurassic Park.
Yep.
He brought in Sam Neill and Laura Dern, Grant and her name, and he brought them in to be like, look, the place is safe. And then I believe the lawyers brought in that he was their alternative scientist to come in and be like, hey, this is why we need to be careful and shut this place down.
But he was like a woo-woo guy.
He was.
He was very...
That was a huge role for him.
You know who stole the show for me? And I'm sure he should have been nominated for an award for his performance in that. And it surprised me because I didn't know he was in it.
Wayne Knight?
Newman.
Yeah, Wayne Knight.
Yeah.
One of his, he was in Seinfeld and Jurassic Park. That guy is cashing checks. He was in JFK as well. He has had a run. He was just in so many iconic projects of the 90s. Yeah, like JFK, Jurassic Park, Seinfeld. Wayne Knight had central roles.
And he even played the character of Newman in this movie.
Oh, yeah.
It was very Newman-esque.
I wonder if Jurassic Park, because Jurassic Park was 93.
93, yeah. So
So-
Seinfeld had been on for 4 years, I think.
And Newman was in Seinfeld, but he wasn't, I think he got more central as the show went on. I think
Definitely,
season 5 was when Newman really started to own episodes.
I know you need to pee, but have I ever told you the Newman shirt story about proposing to Lucy? Have I ever told you this?
You have, yeah.
Yeah.
But you can tell everyone else now.
So when I met Lucy, my wife, she had never seen Seinfeld before. Now she's addicted to it.
Like many British people.
Yeah, she always watched Friends. She reckons Seinfeld was never on TV. I dispute that, but, they're sticking to that story.
I believe her because
Yeah.
there were so many friends of mine who'd
Yeah.
never heard of Seinfeld over in the UK.
When I finally showed it to her, the scene she loves the most, that genuinely makes her laugh out loud every time she watches it, is the scene. It's the Soup Nazi episode, and it's the scene where right at the end of the movie, right at the end of the episode, where they're decided because of Elaine stealing all the recipes, they're going to close the shop, and Newman is sprinting home to get a big pot because he's handing out all the leftover soup. And every time he's in this rush and he's talking to Jerry, and he just goes, why are you running? He goes, I got to go home and get a big pot. And it makes Lucy uncontrollably laugh. And when we went to Fiji, when we first moved out to Australia, I had got that scene printed onto a shirt with it was a visual a
screen
freeze frame,
grab, yeah.
screen grab of that, and then I just had the text, I got to go home and get a big pot. I thought she's going to love this. This is going to be so funny. Little did I know that when we went on that trip, Lucy thought I was going to propose to her, and that night I had prepared this oh my God, I got this great gag present. We went out for dinner that night. It was on the beach. There was Fijian cultural music playing, barbecue on the sand. Very romantic setting, and it was her birthday. I thought this was beautiful, right? And then as we're sitting there, I go to her, hang on a sec, I just got to go get something in the room.
Oh my God.
And by the way, I genuinely...
Paige as a woman in the room is cringing so much harder than I am.
I genuinely...
I'm like, yeah, I'd prefer to get the shirt.
I had no part of me thought that Lucy thought I was going to propose to her. I later found out that her friend had told her before this trip, make sure you go and get your nails done, get your hair done. Georgina. She says, make sure your nails look nice because you're going to put up photos with the ring on your finger, all this stuff, right? So she's sitting there on the sand. There's fire twirling going on, beautiful music playing. I've run off saying, I got to go get something from the room. Oh, my gosh. I come back. I've got... what I can only describe is, when you go online shopping and it looks like they've delivered your shirt in a garbage bag. It's this black, metallic, weird, plastic bag. And I kind of threw it at Lucy. I'm like, bang, open it. She opens it and there's this fucking shirt with Newman's face on it. I'm like, happy birthday. To this day. Every time I tell this story, it's one of it's your favourite line from a show you only found out about 3 years ago.
Did she start to cry?
I don't genuinely remember, but I remember taking a photo of her holding up her T-shirt.
I love it.
And then I only found out about a week later. She goes, I thought you were going to propose to me. I go, holy shit, that would have been underwhelming as hell. And why not? If you ever see this video, just know you played a huge role in my relationship.
Imagine, and you're the selfies that she's taking with the shirt. It's everyone's her nails look incredible. She's holding the shirt. It's that fucking selfie. You're holding her and she's little surprise on holiday.
But, to my defense of that story, though,
shirt.
The reason, and maybe I'm naive, I guess I am, but a lot of her friends in the UK were you're going to Fiji? Oh, my God, Fiji. You're definitely getting proposed to. But for a lot of Australians, we're very lucky. Fiji is a regular holiday people go on.
Yes.
So I will claim my defense with that.
You proposed pretty soon after as well. It's not like you guys have been. I think you're...
About 8 months.
How long had you been dating before you proposed? It wasn't that long.
2019 we got together and I proposed in 2023.
So it's 4 years.
Yeah.
Ish. 4 and even less.
Yeah.
So it's if you'd been dating for 12 years and you go on a trip to Fiji for her birthday, that might be a bit of huh? And then you just fucking... It would be... I know you're already married now, and I know you did do a very beautiful proposal, but would have been very funny for your actual proposal if you'd been oh, by the way, and given her a Amazon parcel and wrapped in a shirt was an engagement ring.
Oh, that would have been good.
There you go, mate.
Oh,
I'll save it for the next one.
Well, thanks for that. You know what I got for my birthday wrapped up in a garbage bag?
What?
This T-shirt, baby.
Oh,
yeah, baby.
Thanks for playing along. Send your recommendations and we will chat to you next time.
Archie and Bretz's Clickheads. Don't forget to subscribe to the show and share with the clickheads in your life. Plus, you can send your topic suggestions for the next game to ClickheadsPod on Instagram. Thanks for playing Clickheads.